Whenever you're starting a new save on your favorite RPG, you can almost always count on having to choose whether your character is a man or a woman. While the differences rarely go past the cosmetics of your character, it made us wonder, in real life, what are the differences between men and women? If you want a taller player, for instance, who should you choose in life's character selection screen? Today we explore the differences between guys and girls in this episode of the Infographic Show, Men versus Women.
This video was recorded 5 years ago, so that's why they're doing it. If they did it nowadays, I feel like they'd have to lie about a lot of shit, or they just wouldn't even upload it because they know that they're gonna get hate from it.
Forget to subscribe and click the bell button so that you can be part of our notification squad. In terms of sheer numbers, the men have the women of this world beat. In 2016, the CIA of the United States estimated that there are approximately 1.015 males for every female. That may not seem like a lot, but with a world population of around 7.5 billion people, that's quite a few more guys playing for Team XY. According to data from the United Nations,
I swore it was 52% was women, but maybe that's like an outdated study.
the Great Cup of the United States is a little more full with females, having about 102 women for every 100 men. If you're looking for even more female friends, you might want to head over to Ukraine and Estonia. Both places have the greatest relative amount of women in the world, with about 117 women for every 100 men. If you're on a quest for a greater concentration of Y chromosomes, Qatar might be just the place for you. It rings in at having the highest relative amount of delightful dudes, only having about 32 women for every 100 males. The United Arab Emirates is pretty similar, having 44 women for every 100 males.
Why? What makes it so different over there?
Even though there are almost as many women as men overall, the lovely ladies around the world only even get an equal representation in parliament to men in the nation of Andorra, based off of 2012 data from the UN. Everywhere else, there are more parliamentary seats given to men than women, other than in Rwanda, where women make up 56.3% of the parliament. When it comes to the battle of size, men are typically the heavyweights in the arena. According to the CDC, the average American male is 69.3 inches tall and weighs in at about 195.5 pounds, with the average female coming in at 63.8 inches and 166.2 pounds. Men are also a little thicker in the waist, with an average waist circumference of 39.7 inches, while women only measure about 37.5 inches in their...
Really? Are they talking about like the stomach or the hips? The waist is your hips, right? I would assume that girls, well, I guess since girls are smaller than us, then yeah. So, I mean, I guess since it's just the average, it doesn't really make sense because since the girls are smaller than us, of course, they're going to have a littler waist. But I feel like if we're talking about just size to size, that women have a bigger waist. Like my girl thick as fuck, and she's 4'10". I'm 6'2", and her waist is thicker than mine. At least I think so. I mean, I'm almost positive it is. I never compare, but me thinking about it, yeah, her waist is...
their waist circumference. If life truly was an RPG, this could make women better suited for the light rogue class and men better suited for the heavy warrior class. Either way, I just want to slay some dragons and unlock treasure chests of gold. Women tend to live longer than their male counterparts. Based off of 2013 statistics, men in the United States had a life expectancy on average of 76.4 years. Women have an average life expectancy of about 81.2 years. With the reported countries, Switzerland had the longest...
I mean, that's obviously another just like basic ass fact. There's so many other things that contribute to that. Like men live less because they risk more. They work more strenuous jobs. They off themselves more. They like there's a bunch of reasons why men live less years than women.
Longest life expectancy for men at 80.7 years, and Japan had the longest life expectancy for women at 86.6 years. One of the reasons for the gender differences in life expectancy can be traced back to rates of suicide and homicide between men and women. Based off of 2014 data in the US, men had higher rates of both suicide and homicide in every reported age bracket. In the age bracket of 25 to 54, men were 3 times as likely to commit suicide than women, and the disparity was the greatest in the 65 and over bracket, where men were over 6 times as likely to take their own life.
Wow. Wonder why. Like, I'd have to assume divorce, right? Because 65 and older, I feel like why would you even kill yourself unless you just don't have anything to live for? Like, I'd assume divorce because women get most of the things in a divorce. A man's too old to even work at 65. So if a woman leaves a man at like 60, then he has no time to even work, to even make a living, to even save up to live long. He don't have enough money to save for to get prescriptions whenever he can't work. Like, so I mean, obviously, like, just off yourself if you're that age. I mean, it's not, obviously don't do that, but it's not like crazy that men would do that at 65, but 6 times more likely. It has to be just because women don't have a need to do that, because at 65 they got everything taken care of, or I would assume in most cases.
15 and 24 years of age, men were over 6 times as likely to die from homicide than women, but a little less than twice as likely for men to be a victim of homicide compared to women when over the age of 65. Both suicide and homicide can be devastating, and working to lower their rates among both sexes would be great ways to better the world. You may have heard the saying that men are from Mars and women are from Venus, driving a wedge between the sexes and making us think that men and women are significantly different from one another. However, in reality, men and women seem to be far more alike than they are different. Based off the study of 46 meta-analyses, scientists found that men and women are basically alike in terms of personality, cognitive ability, and leadership. Some differences were still shown, like men being slightly more aggressive, but even this seems to be more a product of society than man's true nature. In fact, in some studies designed to eliminate gender norms, women were more aggressive and men were more passive when the tests were designed to strip them of their stereotypes. See, friends, don't let gender...
That's not. What are you talking about? Like the whole gender norms thing, guys didn't care about because we wasn't dealing with it, and it wasn't something for us to put our business in. If they wanted to fucking fight for this shit, then go to fuck ahead, fight for the shit. We didn't have. I mean, some did, but most men didn't give a fuck if a woman wanted to work. If you want to work, then by all means, go fucking work.
Don't let gender define you. Be whatever type of person you want to be. So, are there other major differences between men?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I feel like it was real biased on that. Like with the whole
than man's true nature. In fact, in some studies designed to eliminate
with the whole we're aggressive because of the society, I don't believe that at all. I believe we're aggressive because of biology. That's how what we were programmed to do. We was programmed to be aggressive, to fight, to protect, to fight, to kill, to hunt, to kill. Like, that's what we've been programmed to do for thousands of years. I doubt it's because of society. I think that's just how it is. Like how Andrew Tate be saying all the time. If we all fucking had a plane crash and we crashed on a fucking island, everyone would go back to their gender norms. We would go out and hunt. We would protect the women, and the women would stay at home, take care of the fucking base, prepare the food and everything, and prepare the clothes, all that shit. That's what it's like. Girls do their job, men do their job, and then both jobs get done in twice the time, and then we're both fucking happy. Like, that's the whole point. That's the whole point, you know, is for us to find someone that makes life easier for us, so we don't got to do twice as much. We can do half and then come together on the shit, and then we're both happy because I'm doing one side and you're doing the other side. We both get what we want, and we don't got to do any of the fucking work. It's basic, and I don't understand why it's even argued about. But with that being said, deuces.